Hello everyone, I'm Solardus. Welcome back to another Ironman episode. We're starting off today with 80 thieving, a few more levels to go, and then we can move on to the next series of safes to crack. Coming up after reset, as well as the next day, we have several traveling merchant items that I'd like to pick up. But we're not in the we're not at the point where we can do elite dungeon farming for tokens as well as money in the forms of alkables. So I'm trying to build up about 1.5 mil worth of GP from safe cracking. Shouldn't be too awful. I think I'm just going to do an entire inventory of these the collectibles that you get from the safe sometimes. Fill up the inventory and then turn that in. That should be enough, more than enough, especially since we're starting out with 600k. So yeah, we're just going to continue to do that. That way we can afford those traveling merchant items, and then we should be good to go for several days, and maybe we can get our combats up high enough to maybe think about elite dungeon farming. So we just finished the final storehouse upgrade, and in about 9 days time we will have the final sleeping quarters completed, which means we'll have 60 workers. We'll be able to get our resources extremely fast and start working on the actual real upgrades that are super handy. The two biggest ones is the full player lodge, which gives you can put a skill cape on a stand, gives you the passive perk of that cape at all times, as well as the Slayer Lodge, where you can put the Slayer helmet on the stand and grant the Slayer helmet bonus across the entire world without wearing it. So those are the two major ones. Hunter Lodge is nice for the big game hunter, and then the spa is nice for some agility increase. So it's not bad. And the remote totem charging point, that'll be a much later upgrade once we're ready for the to start actually really using the totems. But as of right now, I'm not too pressed for that. However, we do have a Dagonoth task, so I'm actually going to go to Dagonoth Kings and just safe spot Rex and try to get a Berserker ring. I know with the new Rex Matriarchs, we need a whole bunch of Berserker rings to use that ring. But also I would like to get that Dragon Hatchet pretty early. And so doing that now would be pretty nice. We'll be able to throw that on the tool belt and not have to worry about it. Plus, just pretty AFK, chillax. We'll get a bunch of XP from this, doing this way. Just got 50 Slayer. We did about 30 kills or so at Rex. However, I kept luring or pulling aggro from Prime, so I decided to just cut it where we were at. Made a little, got a few like Fremenic drops for alkables, which is nice, but we didn't really get much out of it. Got some decent XP. Got our first KC, which is important for War's Retreat and attuning a portal to Dagonoth Kings, which will be nice in the future. But yeah, the kills were really long, just to end up having to keep resetting. So I decided to cut the trip and just come to regular Dagonoths and continue with Slayer. So we are taking a little bit of a break from combat and Slayer. We have an archaeology and hunter yak track task that I've left untouched for quite a while now. So I'm going to do a little bit of archaeology. I think it's probably my favorite, my most favorite skill. I have a handful of favorite skills like Slayer, archaeology, summoning, prayer, but I think archaeology is my number one. I just think it's the most enjoyable skill that they've come out with, that Jagex has come out with, and I think they've done a fantastic job with it. We're going to do a little bit of archaeology. It's only about 8k experience, but I think that should get us up into roughly the early 20s. So I'm going to do this and then get back to probably Slayer, because I think a lot of the follow-up tasks are just skill and kill. So we can just continue doing Slayer. We are making a quick detour to come to the Traveling Merchant. Grab the livid plant and the anima crystal. So the livid plant is so that we can start getting livid farm points once we have access to livid farm. But that'll allow us to skip a lot of hours of very monotonous and awful, tedious livid farm. And then the anima crystal is 500 reputation at God Wars Dungeons 2. Which is a very important thing, because reputation, once you max reputation for each boss, you get something like double drop rate on uniques. So you definitely want to get your reputation up, and you can only get so much reputation through daily tasks, and killing a boss gives you 5 reputation that you can gain from the with the other factions, or one of the other factions. So pretty slow going, so grabbing the anima crystals when you can for only 150k is well worth it. So during one of our last tasks, we did fire giants, and we got 60 defense, which is nice because we get dragon armor, which I think is power armor. But then we also got we can equip or calcum armor, which is the tier 60 smithable tank armor, which is perfect because that's about what I'm going to be making. So that's nice. Bunch of other stuff that I'm not too worried about. We did hit 66 magic, which is awesome because we get access to the magic guild, which means more runes per day. And yeah, that's the main part. Other than that, got a bit of dungeoneering XP from the resource dungeon in the waterfall dungeon, as well as 55 Slayer, which is pretty significant because that's Turoths, and Turoths are supposedly an okay money maker for medium to low levels, so low to medium levels. So we might try that at some point. Still struggling a bit on money. We're gonna really struggle until we get to elite dungeon farming. So we just hit 58 dungeoneering, which is great. But it also means that we have 20k tokens, so we can come over and grab our gem bag upgrade. Thank you very much. Solo dungeoneering is awful, and oh, I need 45 crafting. Okay, let's go get 45 crafting first. So for mining gem rocks, I'm going to be using the pore locator, created by using one of the low level divine locations and some sparkling energy. Can make a pore locator, which is equipable, which is nice. And then we can locate some silver ore. Which will bring us right here to the silver ore in Al-Kharid. And we can mine here. And then we'll use the War's Retreat teleport for banking. So this will be pretty quick to gather gems. Just for 45 crafting to get the gem bag upgrade. And then our trips will be even longer, working on at least 61 crafting, but also just stockpiling uncut gems, so that we can start working on 80 crafting for invention. We haven't been doing Guthix Cache very recently. So that's something I need to start picking up again since we're starting to think about invention. So that we can finish that off. Maybe even just AFK some divination. I think it's pretty chill to train now. And continue working on smithing. Yeah, that's going to be my method for getting gems for crafting. All right, so we got 45 crafting, which means now we can go upgrade our gem bag. We're at Damonheim. Okay, 20k tokens. There we have to have. Oh, it's not empty. Oh, okay. Whoops. Okay, now upgrade. Cool. Nice. 70 magic while doing Shiloh Village. 5 more levels for Vanquish, which is pretty dope. There we go. Shiloh Village completed. We did this quest so that we can use the furnace there for jewelry making. I think that is probably one of the best furnaces to make jewelry in until Prifddinas. But even then, I think this might be even better. We're making jewelry so that we can get gems a little bit faster, a little less teleporting around for using porters. So we just wrapped up getting all of our requirements for lunar diplomacy. So, which means we also have the requirements to get everything done all the way through Dream Mentor. So we're just going to do both lunar quests and go straight through. And to begin with that, we need to start with Death Plateau. There's Death Plateau completed. And we're also going to do the after event where we talk to Denolth and we go deliver supplies 5 times to the ambusher or the guy where you killed the map during the quest. If you take these supplies up there 5 times, you can get a total of like 15 additional lamps. So we're going to do that really quick. I think the quickest way to do it is running up here this way, running up and using this shortcut up by the trolls, because we got to get right up there. There we go. Delivered all the supplies, which is, I believe that is a comp requirement, so that's nice. Get one of those out of the way. And of course, all of these lamps will be going on to Herblore. I don't think it's a ton of XP. Yeah, it's 180 XP a pop, but still a bit of Herblore XP that I don't have to get normally. That's Troll Stronghold done. There's Edgar's Ruse done for 11k Herblore XP. Ability to teleport to Trollheim. And the final requirement, other than Lunars, for Dream Mentor. There we go. Wrapping up Lunar Diplomacy. Gives us mainly the Lunar Gear, which is our main magic armor until we can get most likely subjugation from Zamorak God Wars. But that was the main reason we did Lunar Diplomacy. And now, since we're here and it's a short quest, we're going to just do Dream Mentor right off the rip. And we are wrapping up Dream Mentor. Which is just basically to make sure that we have unlocked all of the Lunar Spellbook, as well as a couple more quest points. Got an HP level. Let's put this into... I'm going to put it into magic. Yeah, because we need to get to 75 magic. And that's Chef's Assistant done. Arnish the Chicken is done. That's Gunner's Ground completed. With Count Vampire dead, that's Vampire Slayer done. Finishing up Let Them Eat Pie. There we go. Finished up Let Them Eat Pie. There's Perils of the Ice Mountain done. One quest point away from Vanquish. And there's Heartstealer completed. And if we also talk to her, we also get some Thieving XP. Which I believe that is a comp requirement to do that. So, we just finished our first Basilisk task, and as you can see in our inventory, we have a Basilisk head, which is pretty nice. That's a 1 in 1500, I think, drop. So getting that already on a first task, so less than 200 kills, is very nice. It's nice to have that ticked off for the collection log. We're almost to 75 magic, which is what we're kind of doing this for. So maybe on the next task, depending on what it is. Stopping in between tasks really quick to grab a to make a Dragonstone ring. We can make that and enchant it for our tier 2 luck ring with the Ring of Wealth, which is also a pretty significant ring upgrade. I know the lunar ring is better for mage, but I usually prefer to have luck enhancement as often as I can. That's a nice upgrade. We also picked up the sunglasses. These are from the oddment store, which you can get oddments from luck, or like the yak track and other things. But if you go to the other tab, they're right here in the first item in the third row. Sunglasses, they act as a mirror shield, so you can kill basilisks and cockatrice without actually having to use a mirror shield, which is super nice. Makes those tasks and kills a lot faster when you're trying to grind out those collection log stuff. There we go. We just hit 75 magic, which is a requirement for a whole bunch of stuff. Namely, several weapons. But it's also the requirement if we open May's shop and claim... we're going to need some inventory space. Okay, now that we've emptied our pockets, now we can claim all the way up to Vanquish. Cool. Do we have... There we go. And we had one more dice. We're hitting 150 quest points. Let's roll that. 500k and Purple Elegant Legs, which is another fortunate component. But most importantly, we have Vanquish. This is a all styles weapon. You can just switch the style. So we're going to change it to magic, and that is a tier 75 weapon. So it's a significant increase or upgrade over the Gothic Staff. The Gothic Staff spec is still super useful, so it's still worth taking places, especially bosses. However, in general, the tier 75 staff is way better. And since it is hybrid, you can switch it once we get 75 range and 75 attack. It'll be greatly useful for those styles as well. So with that, we're going to wrap things up here. We made quite significant progress in this episode. We got a bunch of Slayer levels, a bunch of magic levels, bunch of quest points to get quite significant gear upgrades for our magic setup. We hit 75 magic and got Vanquish, which is kind of like a self-imposed milestone that I've kind of been setting myself before doing Elite Dungeons trash runs for money. But now that we've got that, I'd probably try to sneak into some groups and grind out some XP and grind out some money. That way we have enough to hold us over for Traveling Merchant and any other needs and Rune Shop runs. So thank you all for watching. Hope you all are enjoying. If you're new and you're enjoying the content, please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload, and do the works of hitting the like button and commenting down below what you liked about the episode. That way it kind of feeds into the algorithm and maybe pushes these episodes out to some more people. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya!